Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They hella deep, 20 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Yeah. Welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. With me, as always, my co-host, Reeves. Say what's up.
What's up, cousin? We're back doing Pod Chef. I scared my little chef when I said that.
Do you want to intro someone else?
I would love to. Say hello to our lovely fans and friends and family. Say hello to the people, bro.
Hello, cousins, Triple F. How y'all doing today on this lovely Peak Behind the Candelabra Saturday morning?
Now, here's my question. If there's a writer's strike and an actor's strike, and I want to support, and I'm not in any area where you can join the picket line, does that mean I have to cancel my Disney Plus bundle?
That's the first step. You cancel all your streaming services.
Right.
Second step is breaking into people's houses, figuring out their codes to their TV, and canceling theirs. Yes. Third step, picketing in front of movie theaters.
I have the first two steps down. I've done first two steps.
You canceled your Disney bundle?
Canceled mine, broke into my neighbor's house, and they were like, oh my God. They always want to have a conversation. As soon as I kicked the door down, they're like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, I don't want to talk right now. I'm busy trying to cancel your subscription. And then I grabbed their remote and I was like fiddling with it. And they're like grappling with me. And I'm like, you're always too touchy. You're like in my personal space right now. And I pushed him off. I was like, get off me. He was like, what are you doing? Get the hell out of here. And I was like, no, I'm here serving for SAG-AFTRA.
SAG-AFTRA.
I'm here for SAFTRA, which is the off-brand for SAG-AFTRA.
Off-brand.
And I have to cancel your service. And like, don't do that. And, I got lucky because it was one of those, how people leave their stuff signed in. You should never do that because people like
you gotta
me
log
show
in
up.
every time.
You gotta log in.
And people
every
like
time.
you show up.
People like me show up, hit 3 buttons, cancel subscription. You're fucked.
Yeah, it's too
people
easy.
Like who?
People like
people
you.
like you.
And
People
it's
like you show up.
I think that shows your commitment to the strike, that you're actually going in and canceling it, because it is very hard to figure out, especially on the TV or whatever, how to cancel someone's account. I mean, that takes at least 15 minutes.
I didn't know it was possible until I did it.
And if you walk in and there's more than one remote on the table, you're like, which one do I use? You ever go to people's houses? These people's houses, they got more than 2. They got 3 remotes.
Fancy.
They got 1 TV, 3 remotes.
Fancy.
Well, I know, Brian, before you go over to someone's house, the first question you ask is, how many remotes do you have? And based on that answer is whether or not you'll show up.
That's that thing where you ask 100 questions. That's how you know if you really connect with someone, the 100 question test.
Of course.
That's question 44 for me. And it's how many remotes you got? And everyone's always like, what do you mean? Remotes, how many do you have? And they say, for the TV? I'm like, yeah, for the TV. And they go,
oh, I don't know, 15, 17?
Yeah. And I'm
32,
like, all right, well, then I push myself away from the table. I stand up.
Fall down.
I immediately fall down. I lean back too far.
Yeah.
Back legs give out. And I'm like, that's the chair's fault. That's not me. The chair, when I sat down, I felt the chair's wobbly. That's not me. The chair's wobbly. You guys saw the chair wobbled, right? That's not me.
Complain to the manager.
Really give the manager a fucking mouthful. Talking right into their mouth. Open wide. Open wide. You take this.
Comes out, stands with his mouth wide.
Yep. He knows how to take it. You guys, when you came to Disney Plus, did you make sure to first watch Sneakerella before you did it?
No, I just went cold turkey. I'm sorry.
You missed Sneakerella, which of course is after falling in love with Kira King, the daughter of basketball star and sneaker tycoon Darius King, and an aspirant queen. Doesn't the rest of it? I don't know. Something about shoes. John Sally's in it for basketball fame. Sneakerella. I thought
We're
it was
losing
funny.
out. We're losing out on a lot of good content. Number one for me, of course, Bluey.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to watch Bluey?
Bluey. People love Bluey.
It is great. It is probably the best show.
She can dance.
Disney.
I read a
Bluey
review
is the
once.
bear for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Bluey's always like, "Hey, hello, cousin. Yeah, cousin." They're Australian. I read a review once that people were upset that Bluey's house was too big and it was unreal. I might have brought this up. It was an unrealistic house for like little kids. Are like
broke people.
Kids are like,
Bluey.
Mom, Dad, wasn't my house that big? Bluey's
Well,
house
have you
is so
seen
big.
these houses in Australia?
Because you seen the spiders in Australia. They gotta have places to house the spiders.
Yeah.
The spiders grew
It'd be weird.
because of how big the houses
It's
were.
goldfish.
Yeah.
It's like goldfish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If the house was small, it'd be little spiders. They got big houses, big old spiders.
It's
Hey,
proportional
it's-
to the house.
Boy,
Yeah,
it's
if those
huge.
houses had small corners like American houses, the spiders would be small.
They'd have
They're
little spiders. You wouldn't be
huge
worried.
corners.
The corners are so big.
Yeah.
So big.
The corners are. That's fun
They
to
don't
say in
even
Australian
say
accent.
big.
The
So
corners
big.
are so big.
Well, they wouldn't say
That's
big in
good.
Australia. They'd
Jamal,
say
do it.
massive. They'd say massive. So
Jamal, do it. But big.
What?
The corners are so big.
Big.
And then say massive after.
The corners are
Corners
so big and massive.
Massive.
I watched all the Mad Max movies recently.
So good.
Also, please forgive Mel
Mid
Gibson.
mix.
No, I'm unable to. Unable to separate the art from the artist.
I
Man,
don't
those
want to
movies
pull
are
back here.
Great.
They're so good.
They're
have
really
you
good.
seen the first one? Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
One
like,
is weird.
oh, it's super
but
weird.
good.
I fucking love it. They
and
don't
then two
explain
is so-
anything.
nothing. It's an
Yeah.
insane. And then 2 is just the most fun that's ever happened in a movie.
It's incredible.
It's insane.
And then you got Thunderdome, which is wild too. And then you have Fury Road, which is good. And also, if you read about the making of it, it's also crazy.
There's a bunch of documentaries about it, right?
Yeah, like they were all like losing their mind, and like it's worth a read. I forgot the name of the book that goes over it. It's good. Those movies are great. I know, Brian, part of this was like with the strike, you've kind of tried to the strikes a lot of times are like bills in Congress, right? People are trying to
Mhm.
tag on all these smaller things, and you keep trying to join the strike line because you are trying to support Mel Gibson and get him
Yes.
reestablished within the
Mhm.
community.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, "Oh, great, Brian's here to support," and I'm like, "Show me to my sign," and they give me my sign, and the sign's got that perfect little white box where you write your own ideas. It's like you're a
Yeah.
writer,
Mm-hmm.
put what you want, and I'm like,
Can I just say, some of these signs, some of the best writing I've seen, I'm like, these people need to get paid.
"Well,
Some
they're
of the
showing
catchphrases that they're coming up with.
what people aren't talking about is that this is basically a little audition. You're basically what you
Mm.
write on your sign. You're basically
Showing
auditioning.
what you're capable of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some people, I'm like, how are they not in work right now?
Yeah, and mine says Mel is swell, and people go, "Oh yeah, I love Mel Brooks," and I'm like, "Who?" And they say Mel Brooks,
You're like,
guy
not my
did-
Mel.
freaking hashtag not my Mel.
So
I'm
then
talking
you
about
put,
Mel Gibson,
So then you put Mel G,
Uh-huh.
and people were like, oh, Mel B from the Spice Girls? She's great.
Yeah, I'm like,
Mhm.
well, that's close. G's kind of like B if you hear it on the phone for sure. But no, this is Mel Gibson. And they go, oh. And then I put M. Gibson. And people are like, oh, I love the guitars. I'm
Mhm.
like, no,
Mhm.
it's Mel. People really don't want to say Mel Gibson's name.
Yeah,
As
they
much
don't.
as I've said it right now, people don't want to say it that much.
Well, he's
at all.
Voldemort in L.A.
He's a bit of a Voldemort
He's
in
the
LA.
Hollywood Voldemort.
Yeah.
You can't say his name.
And just like Voldemort, he's still getting cast in movies, and it's like nothing ever happened.
Uh-huh.
hmm
He pops
can
up
fund his-
everywhere. Do a movie with a puppet. It's okay.
yeah, where he plays like Santa Claus or something like
Yeah.
that.
And what did he
He's-
do? Just say the N word and a bunch of stuff on phone
Who
calls?
hasn't done that?
I know I'm not gonna say I have, but I know people have.
I know people that have done it.
But not
My
you,
friend
right?
Mel.
Yeah, my buddy Mel, my good buddy Mel. Lethal Weapon, talk about it.
So let's get him back in here. Let's get him saying the same things he was saying on the phone call, but we'll make it a Mad Max movie.
Yep.
Maybe
If
it's a
he
series on
did-
Netflix.
If
Go
he
ahead.
did a Mad Max, how you feel about that? If he pops up, because they're doing a prequel, they're doing a Furiosa prequel. If he shows up in that, how we feeling? We like, oh shit, it's Mel, or are we like, oh no, it's Mel?
Do you want me to give you my real opinion on just movies in general now?
Were you not
Mhm.
before?
I thought you were doing
Do you
this
hate
honestly.
Mad Max?
I basically no. I'm at the point now where everything is so bad because it's all just a remake of something else
Yeah.
that I'm just like the more ridiculous and dumber it is, I'm like, do more of that.
Yeah.
So I would be totally on board with that because it's like, why not? Everything else is terrible, so just like make it as terrible as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I would
Jamal, you see the Mad Max movies?
I've only seen the new one.
Oh man,
I
the
haven't
new
watched
one you
the
think
old
is pretty good, and then you watch the second one, you're like, oh no shit, this one's fucking good.
Hold on, maybe I have seen the Mad Max. Is one of them where they have like the little globe and they're riding the motorcycles around and the little
That's
desert globe?
Thunderdome.
That's 3.
That's
That's
Thunderdome.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's Tina
Okay.
Turner. Rest in peace.
Yes.
So maybe I have. I don't know. I don't remember. They're not really up for. They're not for me. If you know what I mean.
Not a lot of black people in Australia,
Mm.
especially during this time, post
Yeah.
apocalypse.
Well, technically, there are a lot of black people in Australia.
Technically,
Just not these movies.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
not represented.
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but there are a lot of black people, brown, very dark-skinned people in Australia
Yeah, they're just not
that
in Mad
people forget
Max.
about.
Mhm.
I'm talking about Aborigines. Let's do a segment called Chefs I Prepared for You. This is a segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night and present it as if we're presented to the judges on Top Chef. There will be a vote at the end and there will be a winner. I'll go first. Chefs I Prepared for You. Well, plain Jane. I had some ground pork sausage, some curry rice, and some garlic chopped spinach.
So I have a question.
Little plain Jane bowl.
Plain. So I've heard this from you a couple of times. Is there a
Mhm.
reason you've switched to pork versus any other, like a
Mm.
chicken or what? Why pork for your protein? Protein.
Oh no, I eat chicken and I also have turkey. I had turkey for lunch. This was just for dinner.
Have
Okay.
you? So it could be intentional because you don't want to say it for the show, but like
What?
as longtime listeners know,
Mhm.
for a while your meals were always like a chicken breast and like a side of
Mhm.
sweet potatoes and like a vegetable,
Mhm.
like a broccoli.
I
like
pretty
that.
much stopped eating.
I was gonna
potatoes.
say, yeah, is
Yeah.
that done? Did you burn it out?
It's not that they're just done. It's just look, I don't want to become one of those health people, who
Mm.
Yeah,
Becomes
all about being
unbearable, but-
sexy. Yeah,
Mhm.
the way
Looking sick.
brown rice or
Sick.
rice metabolizes in your system is different than how potatoes do. So I stopped eating potatoes. I'll have them on
Mm.
occasion, but I can't eat them every day.
You miss them.
Doesn't keep the weight down.
It's a hard carb
Mm-hmm.
to break yourself up. Yeah. It's a hard carb.
We broke up, and I was like, "Look, it is you.
It's you.
It's not me."
Never been
Um,
me.
And I had to tell it to both of the potato girls I was dating. One of them was, hate to say it, one of them was Mad Max looking, and one of them was not. And I said, "Look,
What does that
you're
mean?
one of them was a sweet potato, one of them was a russet."
Okay.
And I said,
Leather
"Look,
chaps.
you're very sweet. You are very kind of bland, but it's
You
just
need a
not
lot
gonna
to
work."
make you taste good.
Yeah, I said,
Mhm.
you need a lot to taste good, and I'm not a huge fan of that. You just need like cinnamon sugar and butter, and it's great.
Yeah.
But I put cinnamon sugar on you. No es bueno. And then she was like, "Don't
No es
talk to me in
bueno.
Spanish."
Speaking
But-
in Australian.
Yeah, we broke up, and
No
I
es
said,
bueno.
"Yeah, no es bueno."
No
Is
es
that mate?
bueno.
I said, "Look, made a massive mistake.
It's massive. It's big.
Massive mistake here. Switching to brown rice. So I told them I'm switching to brown rice, and they're like, this is what they both said. You're lost.
Good for them.
Yeah, they said,
Good for them.
you'll never find a carb like us again.
Good for them.
Yeah.
You've been chucking
So-
them on social media. See how they're doing.
Yeah, almost stalking every day.
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Save
I
the
had to
pictures.
block them so I could stop checking up on like what recipes they're
Save the
jumping into.
pictures. Screenshot all the Instagrams.
Yep. I was like, oh,
Photo
she
roll.
is looking very crispy here.
Yeah.
She looks healthier. Okay.
Yeah.
Chefs, I forgot we're still in this segment. Chefs, I prepared for you. I had Timber Pizzeria last night. It's a nice
Wait, did you say
pizza.
prepared though? You said procured.
Oh, I procured for
Was this
you.
after you were in my neighborhood?
Oh no, subtly threw that out there. I was so actually. You know what? If you want me to dig into it, I procured for you first from Whole Foods a
Mm.
chicken wrap sandwich, which I ate one half of.
Mm-hmm.
Gave the other half to my son.
It's a nice
Slash
Whole Foods, huh?
Threw it out. It is nice.
Brand new Whole Foods look nice until wait till the people in that area really move in and destroy it.
They won't.
I can't wait for that. There was a nice. It's like a reverse gentrification,
Yep.
right? They
Yep.
come back and destroy it, and that's
Yep.
what we should be wanting. That's good.
Yes. Yeah, that's the America that liberals want.
Yes,
Mhm.
and in our liberal America, there was a park right next to it that we went to that had fake grass and lots of
Mhm.
bugs that bit me. So I ate that there, and then I had a slice of timber pizza, big green monster
Nice.
afterwards. So a little
Green
it's on
Monster
that.
Pizza?
Yeah, it's like what is it? It's mozzarella. I think there's kale and cucumber on it,
Hmm.
which sounds good.
What?
And then it's like a pesto sauce.
I was
versus
gonna
like
say,
a
yeah.
normal- yeah. It's good. It is surprisingly good. I enjoy it.
Huh.
Have you ever had Gemini Pizza? A little slice
Mm-mm.
from there. It's a very good place on 17th Street. They do ice cream and pizza, and man, I'm telling you, if you want one slice, it'll change your life. Go get that vodka slice.
You want one life, change your life. That's a good
One
slogan.
slice, change your life. Get a
Yeah,
vodka
you should
slice.
do marketing for them.
Yeah, when you start selling your pizzas, call say one life, change your life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
But
will.
you gotta buy it by the whole thing though. You can't buy a slice.
Don't buy a slice. Buy a whole thing. Spend $37.
Buy a bowl.
Um,
It's like the Super Bowl. You want to go?
Sure. Chefs, last night I prepared for you
Get the fuck out of here.
4 cheese lasagna and garlic bread on the side.
Name the cheeses.
I will.
Prove it.
1, a mozzarella,
Mozzarella.
2, ricotta, 3,
Ricotta.
Parmesan.
Parmesan cheese.
4. And here's where it got a little crazy.
He put American
I was in the
slices.
cheese aisle. I was in the cheese aisle.
Kraft American cheese.
And I was like, look at that. There's a mozzarella.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was in the cheese aisle recently. Okay.
You been here? Yeah.
Let me tell you what. There are so many cheeses.
And
Why
they
do we
all
need so many cheeses?
look the same.
Yeah.
And I pulled the nice worker next to me and I said, which, do you see these cheeses? And he said, sir, look on my arm. I added sharp white cheddar cheese to it. But here's my issue. I don't think I added enough to make a difference. Because
To
it
get the
didn't
sharp
really
bite?
have... It didn't quite get it. I didn't like put enough in there.
Well, can I say something to you? What were the other
Please.
cheeses? One of them was Parm, wasn't it?
Yes.
What was the other one other than mozzarella?
Ricotta.
Ricotta.
Okay. Ricotta and Parm are kind of washing out your sharp cheddar.
I think so. I don't know. I don't
you
know
need
what
a
other
mild
cheese...
cheddar, right, to set a nice base. Listen. You're talking to the boy who makes baked mac and cheese.
Cheese man.
You need a mild cheddar to set a nice
Mr.
base.
Cheeseman.
You had a mozzarella, which is good, low moisture. You didn't use a whole moisture, right?
Mr.
No,
Cheese.
but
Yeah.
I did buy like the pre-shredded mozzarella, but then I also bought a big block of mozzarella that I was tearing and putting in there. And also I'd go one for the lasagna, one for me.
One for me.
One
Yeah.
for lasagna, one for me.
One for the chef.
Yeah. So
Quite the
I
chef's
just
treat.
don't think you
Mhm.
put the ratio in right because that Parm is going to cut through that sharp cheddar.
Yeah, I should probably do more of that. And also homemade sauce, of course, with this bad boy.
Homemade red sauce.
Homemade red sauce. Real
This is what
basic though.
You made or Carrie made?
Me, this is all me, baby. Last night, as you guys know, was for the boys, and that the boys being my wife. It was our anniversary, and we both we both did separate things last night. She went to hockey class, I went to boxing class. So I made the red sauce and the cheese mixture before, went to
Mhm.
class, came back, finished the thing. We ate at 10 p.m. and she really liked it, and I thought I did okay. Garlic bread fucked it all up. It too much butter, so it just like stayed wet. It didn't like crisp up. And I was doing it, and I was like, I need a blowtorch, so I could like hit the top, because I think my broiler doesn't work well enough to like really cook it, like get the top crispy. So
Mm.
So you should definitely get a blowtorch.
Yes,
To
they
help
use
you
run
with that.
backpack on it. Yeah.
Massive blowtorch.
Please be safe doing it. But I think out of the three of us, you are the person that should get it first.
Mm-hmm.
Review it for us. I'm sure you can
Test
get
it
something on
out.
Amazon. Yeah, then let us know.
Let
Okay.
us know how it works.
Then we can
I'll
all
let you
do
guys
it.
know. Yeah. It's overall a pretty good meal. I think I did a pretty good job.
Shall we
All right.
do
so
the
I'm gonna-
democratic process?
I'm
Yes.
gonna vote first. I'm gonna vote for Reeves.
Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna vote next, and though I do hear that Brian did a lot and actually cooked something that sounded difficult,
Mm-hmm.
I will be voting for Jamal.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. For my
'cause it fe-
plain Jane meal.
Because it feels authentic and it aligns more with my values.
Political
Mhm.
stances. Yeah.
Wow. This feels really bad. I'm not gonna lie. I really worked really hard. Took a long time. They did a pretty good job, I thought.
Well, you know what the issue is?
Hmm.
Like the first time you've cooked in like 4 months. of
Yeah, but I
recording.
really did it though. And
Yeah,
you
but
know
you gotta
what?
do it
And
consistently.
here's the thing: the fact that I'm not winning, it's not going to help me do it anymore. If I had won, I'd have got that nice feeling of a win.
Yeah, and you
And I'm
still
like,
wouldn't
"Oh,
have done
I
it
love
anymore.
that me
You
ride
still
this like
wouldn't
a
have
big
done it
wave. Might have. I
No, you
love
wouldn't.
positive reinforcement.
No,
Could
you
have
don't.
encouraged
No,
you.
you don't.
Yep. Instead, what the fuck's the point, right? Reeves, the person who didn't cook, wins. Fuck y'all.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
congratulations, Reeves. And considering our stances on things, this feels like foreign policy because Reeves did not cook anything and he won. We're right back after this.
Pawn Shop.
Whoa, whoa,
Yes, chef.
whoa.
Yes, chef.
That was interesting. Your dog kind of barked the exact same way twice.
Well, he's got a bark, and what he's saying the same thing over and over again. That's why he says the food you give me is not good. That's what he's saying.
Ah, the food you give me is not good. That's what those 4 barks were. Okay.
Yeah,
I can see
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
I've
he's
seen
just-
the food that you give your dog, and I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of times I leave your place and I'm like, should I call like ASPCA?
it's not that bad. It's just not good. Is the issue?
It's bad.
Well, he's definitely sick of it, and he's
What?
letting me know it.
Yeah.
You know,
In
the other
full
day he put
sentences.
2 bones on the side of my head, and he called me a bonehead. He's doing the Gordon Ramsay thing.
Missed opportunity. call
To
you
do
something
what?
else.
Yeah, maybe he said like I'm a bonehead sandwich, a bone sandwich.
Yeah, missed opportunity to call you a bonehead sandwich.
Yeah, I mean he's a dog. He's not a comedy writer,
Yeah,
aspiring comedian.
he's not as smart as a pig.
12 years in the game, got nothing to show for it. No, he's just upset all the time though. He says my food has it doesn't have a theme or it doesn't have life, and he says that it's all like burnt kibble, and he's mad about that. And I don't know, I don't know what to do.
I think you should get some different food.
What that's dogs eat hard dog food. That's what they eat.
No, dogs love to nom nom on their food. Have you heard of nom nom?
No, it's like a brand called Nom Nom. No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, nom nom. Nom nom's food is full of fresh proteins your dog loves and the vitamins and nutrients they need to thrive. You've definitely heard of nom nom.
Well, I've heard of people saying nom nom, and it's to like mean like this is good food, nom nom. But I've not heard of it as a brand.
No, it's a great brand of dog food. I mean, you can actually see proteins in vegetables like beef, chicken, pork, peas, carrots, kale, and more in nom nom. Like fresh really means fresh with nom nom, and you can see what your dog's eating. You have no idea with that kibble what is actually been fried on that little cracker that they pour into it.
No, I don't, and that's what he says. He says, "What is this?"
Yeah,
And I try to tell him it's like chicken. It says chicken flavor, and he says, "This is not chicken. This is
Yeah.
burnt crap.
yeah,
Take it back. Do it again."
yeah.
But Nom Nom sounds like he'll like that because if he can see the beef, chicken, pork, peas, carrots, kale, and more, then he might eat that and stop being so mean to me. You know?
Well, yeah. It's probably because of the fillers and stuff they put in that kind of stuff. Because nom nom, there's no fillers or weird ingredients with names you can't pronounce. So, I can barely pronounce kibble.
It's the double B
It's
that
the
gets
double
people.
B that gets me because I'm like
Yeah.
kibble, kibble,
Yeah. Kib
kibble,
Kib Bill.
kibble.
Okay. Yes, chef. Okay,
Your
look,
dog
he
is
heard us
hungry.
talking about Nom Nom, and he says he wants to know how
Yeah.
it works. He
Well-
says, how does Nom Nom work?
Well, it's easy. You just tell them about your pup. Give them the age, breed, weight, allergies, protein preferences. They'll tailor a specific amount of individually packaged Nom Nom meals and send them straight to you. Store the meals in the freezer or fridge until it's meal time. They'll give you specific instructions on how to transition your dog from foods like kibble, kibble, kibble
Kibibble?
to always fresh Nom Nom for best results. Watch your dog clean their dishes, dance for dinner, and overall thrive.
If I can
You're-
get my dog to clean his dishes, I'm in. Because at this point, he doesn't pull his own weight.
Your dog is not part of the Clean Plate Club.
He's not, and
And-
he when I bring that to him, he says that's actually not healthy food.
So
he
it's
says,
not a.
he
yeah.
says that's not actually a good relationship with food to
Yeah.
make someone be in the Clean Plate Club.
He says that, but he's never had Nom Nom. So
That's true. That's true. Is there a way that I could get this Nom Nom to try it for him? And
I mean,
maybe
are you
get it
talking
at, like,
about
a-
how you're ready to make the switch to fresh? I
I
mean,
might
you
be
can
ready
just
to make the switch. Yeah.
order Nom Nom today and go to trynom.com/podchef and get 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
Wait, I just have to go to trynom.com/podchef and I get
Yeah.
50% off my first order and free shipping?
Yeah, it's the Nom Nom special. So the first Nom is 50% off, and the second Nom is free shipping.
It's
So
okay.
Your dog's gonna gonna eat, and so are you. You're gonna eat these savings, my boy.
Ooh, I could eat some savings right now. I
Plus,
skipped dinner.
Nom Nom comes with a money back guarantee if your dog's tail isn't wagging within 30 days. So if your dog's tail is broken right now, you should pre-existing
Now's the time to
conditions.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, pre-existing conditions, notwithstanding.
Right.
If your dog's tail is not wagging within 30 days, Nom Nom will refund your first order. No fillers, no nonsense, just Nom Nom.
Okay, yes, chef. Okay, he says do it. He says do it now or I'm fired.
See, it's so crazy that you can translate this because they all sound like the same bark to me.
Well, I'm his daddy.
You're his what?
His daddy. He's my baby. And he's my son, and I'm his daddy.
I'm uncomfortable.
So go to trynom.com/podchef to get 50% off your first order and free shipping.
Podchef.
Welcome back to Pod Chef, Season 7, Episode 5, Farm Policy, Farm to Table Policy. I don't think that's really what it's called, but that's what it is about. Let's get into this. The beginning of this episode, can we talk about the mentor
Oof.
relationship that is forming?
This-
Which
So should we just listen to it first, and then we can?
let's listen to it and then we'll
Okay.
dive into it.
play.
Just focus on what you want. It's your perspective that's going to get you through, okay? Tamisha is really the only person that I really feel comfortable hanging out with. But I also feel attracted to her because I see a lot of myself in her. So I kind of think there's this inner passion, I think, but she holds it in. And that's really something that I'd really love to extract from her.
So many questions.
There's a
Oh,
lot
boy.
to unpack there. So this is Angelo talking to Tamisha because, of
Mhm.
course, his sister was eliminated. That was the only
Yes.
person that he trusted. So now he has turned to Tamisha. And we know, of course, Angelo is very paranoid. He thinks everyone's out to get him. He's
Yes.
constantly so. And also to paint the picture here, they're out in the patio talking to each other face to face. And at a certain point, Angelo gets up and sits right next to her and puts his arm around her and is turning. He's right next to her ear, but he's turned facing the house so he could see what people are going
Make sure
on
no
to.
one's coming to go look
And
at
he's kind of whispering to her some
Mhm.
advice, really all about basketball.
Yep.
And how if you're on a team, you got to want to win. You got to be
Not just play.
passionate.
You
Mhm,
can't just be want
play.
to win a game. You got to always have the mentality of winning a championship.
And this is not a secret.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nothing
Everyone
he
knows
is
this.
saying, he's not saying, I don't like Kenny. He's just
Mm-mm.
saying basketball stuff,
Tamisha,
He's
have you
like,
ever watched
hey,
basketball before.
Yeah,
I just feel like you might know basketball.
Yeah, you. Oh man, you got it. You don't watch. Okay, so it's great. It's 5-on-5. Each player has their own thing, different roles. Game is actually changing right about now. I think Steph Curry is coming in, changing the game entirely. Everyone used to be low posts and dunks and high percentage twos, but now if you shoot a lower percentage of threes, you still get more points than high percentage twos. So everyone's shooting more threes now.
Do you understand what I'm saying to me? This is why I have to mentor you. Because I know so much about basketball. You're the only one I trust around here. Everyone's out to get me.
You're also very young.
You're so
Yeah.
So again, there's a lot to unpack in that clip.
Really a creep.
He said he trusted her and he was feeling attraction to her, which was a conflict for him only because he saw himself in her and
Yes.
that created the attraction.
Wants to fuck himself.
He wants to have sex with himself. He also
Mhm.
talks about other things he wants to have sex with later. We'll get into that.
Just sex is sex to him. Himself.
So there's a lot of narcissism there.
Yeah.
On top of a lot of nonsense. So he's pulled her into his web and he's poisoned her brain. She's like, yeah, Angelo is, pretty gross, but I'm happy to have him whisper in my ear any day of the week because he's helping me out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
does come back in the quickfire when she's like, "How do I clean a crab?"
Yeah. She's like,
And
I've
then
never seen
Angelo-
one of
I
these
don't know if that's
big
a clip. I don't
spiders
wanna step
before.
on it.
Mhm.
It the whole if you ever like if you were sitting at home and you hear about all this stuff about mentors taking advantage of people who are like below them and people in higher power like using that power to like sleep with people, and you don't quite understand that. Watch this. And this is how that works.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
is that. This is what he's doing.
It's
Yeah.
pretty amazing because you do actually see the Predator explaining his thought process,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
I mean, feels completely honest, where it's like, I'm crossing a line here, but it's really all rooted in my ego
Yeah.
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 and the power that I'm wielding here.
I was so shocked that he like took off his mask and had his 4-way fangs out while he was talking as the Predator.
Yes.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah, and I was like, usually you can't understand this because the movies I've seen, it's just like
Clicks and-
yeah, it's
yeah.
like clicks. But like I fully understood. I was like, oh, okay, so there's another level to the Predator.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you saw that one movie that could be a dog too, so
Yep.
they're predator
So-
dogs.
Yeah. So they
Which one was that? 3?
I think it
The
was
movies
the-
are good too. Talking about good
Yeah.
movie series.
Have you seen the
Predator movies.
remakes? Predator vs Alien, all three
Yeah,
of the remakes.
they're
I
awful.
haven't seen it. Are they bad? I might
They
check
make
out.
them fucking. They're all like Terry Crews motherfuckers.
Oh,
Like
I
'cause in the
love it.
first two, they're like more sleek
It's a
and
very
like
tall man.
like hunters. Now they're just like fucking beefed up motherfuckers.
What
That
about?
first
Did you
was
see the Predator remake with the guy from Memento,
Which one's that one?
Adrian Brody, whatever?
Oh yeah,
He's-
that one sucks shit. They're on like a different planet. That one's horrible. The,
Well,
the
they
one
weren't
on
as beefy in that one.
yeah, the
I
one on
only
Hulu,
like-
Prey rules. That one's
Mm.
fucking good.
I like
I have
Adrian
a-
Brody when he's doing a Jamaican accent to
Mhm.
introduce an artist.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
my
that's
favorite
so
Adrian Brody.
funny.
That's
So
my favorite
funny.
Adrian Brody.
This was my spin-off podcast called Eat, Pray, Love.
So Kelly says Angelo's trying to be Tony Robbins. I kind of see it. We also see Ed and Tiffany together. And it's like they're trying to force this whole thing of like, oh, Ed and Tiffany are like, an item. And maybe in Ed's mind that's true. Definitely not in Tiffany's mind.
Not
She's
in
like,
Tiffany.
oh, this guy isn't. This boring guy is the,
This
the
goofy
most.
little white boy.
Yeah, which I love. Like they cut to them, and he's sitting down, and when he's like, I think this is going to be a fun challenge today. That's the kind of conversation they're having, which
So much
makes sense for
personality.
boring Ed. And
Yeah.
Tiffany's probably just like, yeah, this guy's the least offensive person here. I'll hang out with him. So yeah, we go to the quick fire, and the guest judge is Patrick O'Connell.
Got a weird look to him.
He does look like he's had some work done, maybe.
Well,
He looks
is an
like-
O'Connell.
He looks like a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of talks like one too.
He is. I think he's the owner of the inn at Little Washington. Which have either one of you? Been to that?
Never been. Maybe we should go now.
I was supposed to go on my birthday, 2020.
Mm.
That got canceled.
What
I'm
happened?
Something happened that made it so we were not allowed in, and we were replaced by mannequins.
I'm so sorry.
Um,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, it's a real Nathan for you situation. But like it, we never went back. We never went back, and I would like to go back. Apparently,
You should
it's
go
great.
back.
It's like 7 stars, Tokyo Dome, really good.
Mm.
Um,
Let
Why
me
is-
know
why
how
is-
that place is when you go and you spend $600.
I think it's probably gonna be more than that. But yes, whatever I
Tokyo
go.
Dome, you're spending more than that in Tokyo
Yeah,
Dome.
Tokyo Dome. You try and run a Tokyo Dome, it's gonna be a couple $1,000s. I'll let you know. I'll report back.
Alright.
We'll do a special episode
Report
whenever that
back.
happens. So the quick fire is crabs. They got to cook
It's
with
crabs.
crabs.
Maryland blue crab.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick O'Connell says, I used to eat so many crabs. I used to eat them by the bushel basket, which I thought was a term that was just used by people where I'm from. But I guess that's the real term, bushel basket.
Bushel basket.
Got a whole bushel basket. Because, like, those are, like, the same thing. Like, a bushel basket is, like, a basket holds a bushel of, like, they're, like, the same thing. It's, like, redundant.
Oi, we've got
Yeah.
bushel basket here.
You got a bushel basket?
Bushel basket.
Oh,
It's
bushel.
massive.
Hang out with me in the bushel. Angelo says, and he straight face. I do not know if he's being ironic here or trying to make a joke. In an interview, he says he had crabs and he has bad memories
Yeah.
of having crabs. No
He's
hint
a
of
straight face.
sarcasm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a straight
Yeah.
face.
I do not get it. Was this a joke?
No.
Something is happening this season where either the producers are like, "Hey, say something stupid or dumb," and then the person will say it, Alex, and then they won't show them laughing or like being like, "Oh, it's a joke," and they just keep doing these things. It's
Mhm.
happened twice to Alex and once to Angelo, but more to Angelo. But these things have really happened, and this season's full of fucking weirdos. Bruce put a little joke. And like, hey, what's the weirdest thing you could say right now? And then they edit it. And then Angel's at home watching this episode, and his wife's like, what the fuck? His wife, of course, being big piece of ham. And she's like,
Big old piece of him.
before I knew you, baby, don't worry.
You used
So-
to eat seafood?
They're all grabbing the crabs. They're alive. You see just, tons of murder of crabs, just throwing live crabs
It's
in ovens,
a goddamn
smashing them as they're
massacre.
it's a
Cut them
fucking
in half
massacre.
live.
Their
Goddamn
limbs are moving
bloodbath.
everywhere.
It's a lot.
If crabs actually bled, it would truly be a very disturbing. I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of is disturbing on its own, but it would be extremely disturbing if they were bleeding as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I can't eat. I don't really eat crabs or lobster because of the way you have to cook them. I can't do it. It'd be one thing if you
Morally?
it'd be one thing if you killed them away from the pot, but the idea that I have to eat this thing by boiling it alive, pass. I'll find something else.
If someone else makes it for you, though, that's okay. You just don't want to do it.
No, I don't really look after. I don't go after to eat crab or lobster really. Like I maybe have had it in my lifetime, less than 5 times.
Even a crab cake?
I've never
Okay.
had a crab cake. Never in my life.
Wow.
Those are good,
And that's
man.
because of ethics.
No,
That you won't eat them.
no. I just
Demands.
so you want to know something that's crazy? I used to work
All
at
the time.
Giant Foods, and I would go and hang
Real
out in the
beak.
different departments and talk to like the butcher and like the people working seafood. And
Candlestick
I
maker.
remember this time I went to the seafood department. Someone had gotten a bunch of crabs and then also lobster, and they wanted them to prepare it. So they have this big boiling pot, right? And he dumps these live crabs and lobster into 2 separate pots, and then all I hear is like the
Yeah.
screaming sound that they
It's
I
the
didn't
air,
know it.
like,
Yeah,
escaping.
yes, just
Mhm.
pouring out of their bodies, and it sounds like
Yeah.
screams. And I was like,
Yeah.
"What is that?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's that's them cooking." And I was like, "All right, so maybe I'll never make this for myself."
That's the sound of absolute terror and pain.
Yeah, And I
The
was
silence. The silence of
is-
the crabs. Yeah.
I asked, I said, well, "How come you can't kill them before you put them in the pot?" And it's apparently something about the
They shit in their blood, I think.
or something. Yeah, it's like it turns into poison. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're supposed to be eating them then.
Maybe that feels wrong.
Don't taste
But-
good then. That's on
but-
them.
But anyways, that's one of the reasons why I probably don't eat it, because I was just like, I don't know.
That's
I don't know if
traumatic.
it's for me. Yeah,
It's
I don't know if
traumatic.
for me.
Tim says the crabs will bite you. They don't bite you. They pinch you, bro. But I understand there's a fear there. They're
Get
all
bit-
moving
get
around
Bit
everywhere.
by a bee.
Yeah, go get some
Mhm.
tongs.
Angelo, again, paranoid that, Ed says he's going to make an Asian inspired crab dish. And Angelo's like, he's coated in my space.
That's my thing.
He took
That's
my
my
idea
thing.
to do something Asian.
That's my thing.
All
Did
these
he hear me
spices
talking?
I have.
Did he look in my notebook?
Can
And
he
then
hear my
goes to his
thoughts?
notebook and he burns his notebook. It's
Yeah.
been compromised. Throws it in the fire.
I love how hard against a stance Tim takes of like, "Pff, I'm just gonna showcase the crab. It don't need much.
I'm not even gonna season it. I'm just gonna smash this crab up and throw it in there and put it in a circle. You
You're
guys
getting
can eat it.
Bits of shell and shit. Just
Yeah.
really tasting
Mhm.
the crab.
I looked at his and I was like, this looks bland as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But-
Tim's. Listen, we'll get into it. Tim seems a
Mhm.
very nice guy, but I don't know if he had maybe the extensive training and background and experience as some of the other people.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but some of the other people. So
Mhm.
some of his approaches were a little basic. So Padma starts making the rounds with Patrick. Padma eats Amanda's dish and she goes, "Wow." And Amanda's like, "Is that a good wow or a bad wow?" And
Mhm.
Padma goes, "It's pungent."
Mhm.
Not what you want to hear.
That doesn't answer my
Nope.
question. Sort of does,
Nope.
but not really.
Mm-mm. So on the bottom we have Andrea. She too many heavy potatoes in there. Amanda, of course, your glee was fascinating in that it was disgusting and made me throw up in my mouth. And then Kevin, who just looks confused, and then there was a lot of confusion with
Mhm.
his food. On the
He's
top
just been
we
on the
had
bottom a few times, so he's kind of really just like getting in his head and really just kind of shitting the bed.
Yeah, it's an interesting arc we see for Kevin. It's pretty that there. I mean, there's been some other ones for people that do pretty well in the competition, but his especially is very interesting because he is on the bottom a lot and then turns it around a little bit. So on the top we have boring Ed. He's very sleepy, can't even remember what he did. He was like, "Oh yeah, Asian things." When I read Angelo's book, Big Kenny, big man Kenny,
Black
big
Lightning.
Big Daddy Cool. Oh yeah, do we want to go over? So Kenny, we have
It
a
comes a little
scene.
later, I think.
Okay, we'll hit on it. Big Daddy Cool Kenny's on top, and then Angelo as well. Even though he didn't do Asian food, and then freaking boring Ed, sleepy Joe Biden Ed wins for the
Balloon
taste of the
head.
crab.
Yeah, Patrick O'Connell was a weird guest. He kept being like, he didn't showcase. I don't know. He was a weird dude. This dude's weird.
Yeah, I don't
I
trust
know.
him.
No, I don't trust him. There's something in his eyes.
I
Don't trust him. And the fact that he's super Irish too. Don't trust the Irish.
I don't trust those Irish guys.
Oh my god, that thing is so loud. This is like Reeves with the thunder, except it's someone's fucking leaf blower.
It was so loud in that episode. I didn't really think you could hear it, and then I listened to the episode. And I was like, "Oh shit, it was loud."
That's loud.
So, yes,
Ed gets immunity.
he does win immunity. Tim says Ed went with Asian influence. And that Tim's like, "Man, I should have put some suey sauce in there." Some suey sauce. I
Real
agree.
dude knows his Asian food, you know. Asian food has a lot of suey sauce.
I get it.
It feels
I
like one
get
of
it.
those things that we think that it sounds wrong, but then he pulls up a packaging and it says suey sauce.
It's actually not soy sauce. It's
He's
different.
got like a knockoff soy sauce that is. He's like, "No, Sue." I'm like, "Oh, I guess it is for you. It
Like,
is suey
okay, I
sauce."
guess it
Oh,
is
so
suey
I'm the
sauce, but-
asshole, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, I guess. Joke's on
Yeah.
me, right?
Fuck me, right, Tim? Sorry. So Padma intros the elimination challenge. They're going to travel to an organic farm. Okay, that's rad. And I think it's Ayrshire Farms is what it's called, where 40 local chefs and farmers they'll cook food for 40 chefs and local farmers, but they all have to work in one team. 6 dishes, family style.
Family style.
And each person is
Cousins.
responsible for one thing. But big caveat here, which I think two elements of this I think really impacted the challenge. I'll get to, but part of the challenge is they won't see the ingredients or the cooking equipment until the next day, and I think
Yeah.
that's a big part of it. They don't know what they're
Yeah.
cooking with, and cooking outdoors is a really big obstacle for them, and kind of makes it through their foods.
And they were aware of it too. They were talking about it. They were like, we're not going to know what's there. So they were kind of discussed. They're like, we're not going to know what's there yet. So we got to really keep. I think someone kept saying, like, suggesting what also might be going on. He's like, we might get there. It might just be this. We don't know. Like, he was like guessing things. I forget who it was.
Probably. So they go back to the house and they're trying to all figure this out. Too many alphas in the kitchen right now. You got
They got
Angelo.
a big fight.
Angelo and Kenny coming together. Jamal, you're muted, I think.
Sorry, I was gonna say you're an alpha when you have to say you're an alpha.
Mm. That's how you really assert dominance.
Yeah, that's when you know I'm alpha. I said it. It's out loud now.
Everyone's got to know.
The two funny things were said here that I want to point out. I think it was here. Kenny says something about it's like trying to punch through concrete.
Yep.
Like it's hard. Dude, come on. Get to the gym, bro.
Like it's really that hard for me to punch through a big slab of concrete. Yeah, I just do that if I need to go in somewhere. I just punch through the wall and go right in.
I'm like, oh, you mean it's easy? Because that's easy to me.
Oh, you mean like opening a door? Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, you mean like Kool-Aid manning the wall? Yeah, 100% easy.
Yeah, my knuckles are always bloody.
They are bone. There's no skin there anymore, and that's how you know you got a good callus. The best callus is this bone. When the skin is gone.
That's freaking Wolverine, man.
Hell yeah, titanium. Animanium. Adamantium. Ant-Man.
Adamantium.
And then here's my favorite thing in the entire episode.
Antietam.
And I think it was Ed who said it. Or no, it was Tim. Funniest thing in the entire episode. No, it wasn't Tim. Who was it? Who's the other white guy? It's Ed and then Steven.
Yes.
Steven. Everyone's kind of fighting. Steven says, we should all do a nice fruit platter at the end that represents all of us as like a dessert. And everyone goes, no, that's the worst idea ever. Every single
person is like, that's the fucking stupidest shit I've ever heard of, Steven.
Shit down so hard.
He's like, what? We just do a nice, fresh fruit platter, and that represents all of us, right? Because we're all fruits. So
everyone's like, you fucking idiot, no.
What are you talking about, Steven? Steven, are you drunk already?
That shit was so fucking funny to me. I'm glad they kept that in because he was like trying to break the tension with how everyone's fighting. He's like, I got it, guys. Nice fresh fruit platter represents all of us. I was like, fuck you, Steven.
It was a nice crescendo to it because everyone was disagreeing, or there was people kind of in different camps of like supporting Kenny or supporting Angelo, and then Steven really unified everyone with one bad idea that really got everyone on the same page. That it's like, no, Steven is the big dummy here.
Wow,
we will not accept his ideas.
That's nice that he did that then.
Mm-hmm. Should we play the clip of them when they were like, we should use the same people we worked with?
Fantastic. So good.
Who wants to work together with the same partner they had yesterday?
I'm up for working with somebody else. No offense. I'm just saying I'm game for anything. Everyone was set on working with the same partners as what they had for our last challenge. I didn't really care to work with Alex again. He's just annoying. He gets under my skin a little bit, but I have immunity, so let's go.
He fucking hates
it. So actual offense.
He's sloppy.
Yeah.
I don't think you could coach someone to do the line read or the timing of that any better than Boring Ed did. It was perfect. Yeah. Everyone raises their hand like, I'm cool with the same partner, including Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Ed is raising his hand and he goes, except if I can do someone else. You guys want maybe I can do, I'm no offense, but maybe I do something different and work with
anyone else.
Tiffany, are you there?
Tiffany. We also get the fun note of was it Steven again? Steven says that he's excited to work with Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately cut Tiffany saying she doesn't want to work with Steven. She's basically working by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Steven sucks. I'm one of the best people left here.
Amazing.
Yep. So they all kind of get into their own groups and try and plan it out. Very hard to do if you don't even know what your ingredients are or what your utensils will be. So
or even where you're cooking.
Mm-hmm. So they get there the next day. They're on the farm. It's freezing cold. They have to be outside.
There's horses. Is it horse meat? We don't know. Maybe it's our seeing so far.
We see horses running, around, in the open field, and they go into a barn. There's a lot of what they say is like air releasing wherever they're going in the barn because you hear these loud noises, and then someone comes out with a big plate of meat that they have to cook with. So we don't see if they are harvesting these horses and that they eventually eat, but it is implied heavily in this episode.
We don't see them again.
We don't.
So do with that what you will. Do your own research. We always
Mhm.
encourage everyone on this show to do your own research.
They were getting their ankles taped for the big race.
Mm-hmm. Getting a little shot of fucking horse juice in there.
So it's a mad dash to grab all the vegetables
Mhm.
and the proteins. Everyone's fighting. People are upset because, again, they couldn't really plan anything out. So there's some people that are left with certain vegetables. Not really a lot that they have to work with. There's a little bit of bartering going on. And then there's
Okay.
also a car that has a bunch of like condiments and ingredients and oils
The
and stuff like that.
Toyota Mobile Pantry.
That's it, which Tim loves. He said,
He
this thing is great.
loves the Toyota Mobile Pantry.
It's
He's
got
like, "Guys,
everything
this
I
thing-
can need.
This thing's
And it's
great.
mobile.
You guys
Mhm.
been to the Toyota Mobile Pantry yet?
Yeah.
It's great.
He's leaning over talking to some of the farmhands. You guys, yeah, you guys having a good time? Yeah. Have you guys been to this mobile pantry? Thing's got everything.
It's got everything.
It's got
also
everything.
mobile. Did you
And it's
know
on
that?
wheels.
They just drove it here.
It can go where you're going.
Like, you don't have to worry about there being a pantry where you're going because it's in the Toyota Mobile Pantry.
Usually a pantry is like stationary, you know that?
Every definition of the pantry is that it's there, that it's
It's just
stationary.
one spot.
This
This
one's
can be in any spot.
mobile.
I'm over here. I'm using it. I'm cooking. I go somewhere else. It's with me. I can keep cooking.
How is this the first time? Why isn't there a Chevy pantry?
So Kevin gets his cauliflower knocked on the ground.
For all that fighting.
He chopped up. He spent a lot of time chopping that bad boy up, and then freaking Tamisha knocked that shit on the ground like it didn't matter, and then tried to pick it up off the ground. They're like
Yeah.
scooping it up, and it's like, oh, are they really going to eat that?
Kevin's like, this is where cows shit and horses
he's-
shit. I'm not going to eat that.
He said,
Could
"There's
you have
doo-doo
rinsed it off,
everywhere."
though?
No, I don't think you can rinse that.
I probably wouldn't. They might
I
have.
don't think you can rinse off E. coli.
Mm-mm. And maybe this is what he wanted to happen. He put
Yeah.
it on the edge of the table, as they said,
Yeah.
after they had knocked it over. That
Yeah,
it
it was
actually
on the
was on the
edge.
edge of the table. Actually, it was someone else's fault that this happened because it was teetering,
Yeah.
and we maybe knocked it off. Who knows? But it really was the responsibility of whoever put it there. So
Hey, everyone, if you want your food, put it in the center of the table, please.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, if you don't want your food to get dirty, I would suggest not throwing it on the ground like Kevin, I think, did for his cauliflower.
It's a weird
So-
cooking technique. Throw it on the ground. I never done
Throw
it.
it on the
Maybe it's
ground, then I
French.
have to do it anymore. Kevin pivots to zucchini, squash, and broccoli. Works out well for him.
Broccoli's the same thing as cauliflower. That's fine.
It's the same thing, different color, man. They're
Yeah.
both little trees.
One's
you
albino,
eat.
one's not.
They're both little trees.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Tim's dish does look like doo doo. I'm trying to remember even what he made.
What did he want to do?
Roasted
like,
turnips and asparagus with honey.
That's
he said he wanted to do something with it, but he ended up keeping it rustic because I think Steven was like, no, it looks good that way. Or someone said like, no, that's fine. And he was like, yeah, I do like this.
Thank
What
you.
did he want to do that he couldn't do?
I think he was going to maybe crisp it more or just do more with like
Okay.
a heat element. Oh, no, it
Uh-huh.
was roasted. It was supposed to be roasted
It was
turnips.
roasted
and-
turnips.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he
but they
didn't really
didn't wanna
roast them very
burn-
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ended up being just mushy
Yeah.
Hmm. You got to get a good char.
because he had like beets and stuff in there so that they would burn with
Even
other
though-
stuff.
Cooking 101. Don't char your vegetables or fruit on the grill. That's carcinogens.
Mhm. Educational this podcast.
Wow, you're learning.
I know everyone loves that black, crispy stuff when you're cooking your barbecuing. Oh, that's poison.
It's
yeah,
just
might as well be
gonna
smoking a
slowly kill you.
cigarette, living in fucking nuclear waste.
Yeah.
Same thing.
This is what my doctor should
Oppenheimer.
ask me. Always
People come
asking
up-
me if
yeah.
I'm smoking cigarettes. No, but I mean a lot of charred food.
Yeah, so I kind of am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put
it's the
that
same
on
thing.
your chart.
I take a picture of I take a picture of the meat while it's sitting on the side, like acting cool before I put it in
Mhm.
on the grill. Sometimes I'll look over and they're all smoking. I'm like, God, this meat's so cool.
It's back. Smoke is back. It's on
This
New York
is
Times
so
article.
cool. My meat was always smoking in the 90s, and then at some point, it's like I couldn't see it smoking anymore.
Yeah. Well, it was like in the 60s and 70s, the meat thought that it was actually good for you, and like a doctor might actually prescribe the
Mm.
meat to smoke.
You could smoke your freaking meat at work.
You get on a plane and the meat is smoking. You smoke
Mhm.
meat on a plane. a lot of planes still have the ashtrays for the meats to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have that? They did a while ago. Maybe not anymore. I haven't seen one in a while. I haven't looked.
Those are cup holders.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Have you been putting? Oh no, Brian.
cigarette buds in the
Oh,
cup.
we've been using it.
We found out who it is on South.
Yeah, I've been putting cigarette butts in the cup holders. Is that why they're so mad? Everyone gets very mad at me when I'm smoking on a plane.
I think that's part of it. I know you do like to wait until, the captain comes over to tell everyone, hey, we reached 37 or whatever it is. And that's like a trigger for you to then try and charge the front of the plane.
I want to talk to. I don't like just hearing the voice and not seeing the mouth moving. I need that connection. Yeah. I need to see it. So I do rush the cockpit.
I've taken a trip with Brian. I've taken a flight with Brian. Brian does this very fun thing when, after he does that, and they usher him back to his seat. Brian's like, "I need you to chill out," and he lights his cigarette, and then people are like, "Can you put that out?" And Brian goes, and this is very funny to say on a plane. He's like, "Roll your window down."
Yes. People kind of like look around, and then if you look back at Brian, he goes, "Ha ha!" Cigarette falls out of his mouth.
Oh shit! I'm handcuffed to the chair for rushing the cockpit. It's really hard to smoke.
Can you help me? I can't reach my cigarette. It's on my lap.
Hey, can you light this for me?
So,
like we're in a noir movie.
Angelo cooks a duck. Let's hear from Angelo.
Oh, he doesn't just cook this duck, baby.
Working on her cherry compote. It's really tart and luscious. I mean, it's just super sexy. And I'm working on my duck, and I butchered it perfectly. I marinated it. I rendered out the fat. I let it rest. I cooked it more. I basically made love to that duck, to be honest with you.
You didn't have to be honest with us about that. I feel like you're
dishonest.
I would argue Angela needs to be more dishonest in his interviews. Yeah.
If there's anyone, and I doubt that anyone listens to our show as a virgin because only cool people listen to this show.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you how to have sex here. Let's listen again. If you don't know what sex is, he tells you what it is here. So
he explains it.
Yeah.
Working on her cherry compote. It's really tart and luscious. I mean, it's just super sexy. And I'm working on my duck, and I butchered it perfectly. I marinated it. I rendered out the fat. I let it rest. I cooked it more. I basically made love to that duck, to be honest with you.
Okay, so sex is butcher.
Well, sex isn't just butchering the duck, but it's also, he says something very important in the beginning, which a lot of guys skip past. You gotta work on her cherry compote.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta spend some time on her cherry compote.
You gotta
can't
compliment
just
it.
rush to
the butcher
and render the fat of the duck. You gotta do some cherry compote work.
Angelo's a good guy. He's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks about his duck. You know, it's not all about him when he's cooking. It's about the duck too.
And of course, after he's done, he turns to the duck and he's like, "Did you render your fat?" Because I rendered my fat. Did you render your fat? And duck's like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, do you want me to keep going and do something else?" And the duck's like,
Angela
"No, it's okay. I can."
It's all right. I can do this.
Duck is smoking. Angela's like, "I don't like that you smoke over in bed."
And duck says, "Roll the window down." So
gets sucked out.
Yeah, he does it.
Okay.
Angela forgets they're on a plane.
So Kelly is so bored because she went through her dish so quickly that she's like, "I'm just gonna throw a fucking dessert together." Who gives a fuck?
Fuck it. Strawberry River Crisp. Let's do it.
Shit's easy. I'll just do it. Whatever. So she throws that together. All the judges show up.
Do they rush through the judges eating this episode? Do they really fly through the actual eating?
I think part of it is it's family style. So everything came out at once, which you don't necessarily have to do it that way with family style, but everything came out at once. So they were eating everything very quickly. So there's a very rapid fire review of everything.
It felt super fast.
Versus you see the dish, they look at it, they eat it, they talk about it, and they cycle through it. So yeah, you're right. It was probably maybe 3 minutes, whereas it's usually at least a chunk of the episode is reviewing it.
Mm-hmm.
Tom didn't like the curry. He said Padma's tough on curries, and I don't like this curry. But they do all like the dessert. The dessert is a winner.
She did a good job. She took the risk, paid off.
So we get back to Judge's table. Oh, have we talked about Kenny yet? I think this part has already happened.
Oh yes, this is where we learn about Kenny's nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
What's your guys' favorite nickname for Kenny?
He's the fucking beast.
He's the beast.
He is the beast.
The chinchilla from Manila.
Mm-hmm.
He is the chinchilla from Manila. He is the not vanilla gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Just on wrestling last night, Brian Cage called himself the vanilla gorilla, and I love it so much.
Of course, Cage
It was so good.
that.
I do love Black Lightning.
Again,
that was very funny to me.
That was one of
Which
Amanda's.
is stolen. Yeah, which is stolen
Mm-hmm.
from
is
your nickname? That's you?
One of the Marvel characters is called Black Lightning.
Oh well, of course, also like a bunch of stuff because he was also Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't love that one.
Yeah,
but he took a risk. He had Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He had Black and White Cookie. That one didn't make a lot of sense.
There's a
So
lot.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. I'm calling him from now on. He's Big Daddy Cool Kenny.
Let's get Kenny on the show. I bet he'd do it.
I bet we could get Kenny on
All
the
right,
show.
I'm gonna text Kenny. We all have a text chain.
Yeah, it's like you and
It's me,
Nelson.
Nelson. A lot of the bald guys from
Yeah.
Top Shelf.
You guys keep trying.
I'll
to
talk
get
to
rid of Tom, but he
Roscoe.
gets himself
I'll
back.
see if we can get him on the show.
Got a pretty good run of getting Black chefs from Top Chef on this show, so you can come on and do it. Oh, sorry, bald chef. Sorry, I apologize.
So on the top this week, it's the team of Kevin and Kenny. Kevin's like, "Thank God I'm on top. I've been on the bottom so much." And then Kelly and Andrea on the top, of course, doing their pork loin that Andrea talked. She basically asked every single person there what she should do with it, and then ended up just cutting it into pieces. Makes sense to cook it better. And then the winner, of course, Big Daddy Cool. Our
This
man.
sounds good. What he made sounds really good.
Hot and sour
curried eggplant.
with peppers and carrot tops.
Mhm.
Which my question is, what do you do with those bottoms?
Yeah, you just throwing them out, replanting them.
My question is, did he bring all those props? Were the props involved?
Mm.
There are a bunch of props there. Big funny hat,
Big shoes.
big shoes, big mallet.
Also, I didn't know there's more than one carrot top.
It's like a Santa Claus thing.
Yeah. He
There's
found a lot of carrot
one,
tops.
and there's a bunch of that do other things that fill in. He can't be everywhere at once. He's fucking Carrot Top, you know?
Yeah.
How can I get on everyone's chimney in one night? There's not more
You
than
got to
one.
go see the original. You got to go to Vegas.
Yeah, you got to go to Vegas. He's fucking, you maybe hit the Venice Beach pumping iron out there. Fucking pube showing. Got his pants pulled down real low.
Stabbing himself with a syringe, getting some steroids in there.
Right. I saw Carrot Top last week. Dude's massive.
Hey, he's all. You think Carrot Top's on the juice?
I think he's on the carrot juice.
You think he's on the juice?
Spider.
Hey,
So on
he's
the
big.
bottom,
Boy, speed.
The thing is that Carrot Top's big because his house is so big. He grew to fit the size of his house. If your house was small, he'd be little, but the house is big, so he's big. Like the spiders.
95% of carrots grow underground.
on the bottom, we got Tim. This is like a classic bottom here. We got
Yeah.
we got Tim, Amanda, and Steven.
Yeah.
Things are-
Just
This-
get comfortable down there.
It makes sense to me. Tom calls Tim out for not even liking his own dish. He's like, I don't even think you liked it.
Why
This
did you
thing
serve it to
sucked.
me, motherfucker?
yeah, you don't like it, give it to me.
And then the frickin' Ripper rips Amanda apart. So what is the minestrone to you? What is it to you?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. It's got like vegetables,
it.
some water. I think a little bit of dirt in there.
She loved her soup too. She told she said Progresso could suck it. She called
Yeah.
out Progresso by name.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
then she showed off her Campbell's tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's truly
real
Campbell's.
loyalty.
People are like, "Oh, you like Andy Warhol?" She's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I just love Campbell's soup."
I don't know. Why does everyone keep saying that? I don't know who that is.
Maybe it's your big 4 Campbell suit, different color tattoo.
I
on
just
your
like
back.
4 Campbell soups. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
So her thing was supposed to have pasta. It did not. She got shamed. And then we have Steven explaining his dish.
And I was trying to be like, it is what it is, but I'm going to make it something it isn't. And here you go. I'm going to throw that in. I'm going to throw that. Look at that. I got that. Let's
Good explanation. Maybe that's why you're on the bottom. You made a salad which was disgusting and soggy.
Tom sent me a message about this scene because he's like, I was like, you guys just like, he explained this, and you guys like, and Padme immediately responded. And he's like, oh no, the editors cut out. There's a minute of solid silence of us just staring at him, and he's kind of, you know, and it's this, because it was really like everyone's just like, everyone was like everyone kept cocking their heads to the side, left and right, like a dog. Like, and then Pat spoke up and broke it. So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was saying just then. No one did. He put a cement glob of dressing on his shit. We learned from the Ripper that bowls is the worst way to serve a salad.
Yeah, don't ever put it in a bowl unless you're so dumb. Don't ever build your whole business plan around a salad bowl that people would just like mix this, you know, dressing on their own.
That'll never catch on.
So in the end, our man Tim eats it and he goes home.
Tim, please pack your knives and
Tim.
go.
Tim.
Thank you.
Tim.
Real great edit there.
I'm disappointed that, you know, lost the challenge today with turnips and potatoes. Wish I could have gone out on overcooking a piece of lamb or something like that. Thanks, appreciate it.
Good luck to you, Tim.
As he's walking away.
Make sure you season your food, guys. But however,
He says
I'm
salt and
blessed
pepper
I
are
feel
like have
good.
fun
I'm
twice
on
here. Watch.
vacation.
That's how you know he's nervous leaving.
I get to live another day and cook another day, so I'm not going to be hard on myself. Saying goodbye was tough, but it's not one of those goodbyes that's forever. Keep the love train rolling. I'm looking forward to picking up the phone and growing old with these folks. Y'all have fun. Enjoy the competition. Don't take it too seriously and have fun. Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
That's just how the dice roll. You can't always roll a 7 or 11 first time around, but, you know, it's all good.
What game is he
So-
describing there?
I don't know.
Who
Dice.
knows?
Bones? Is that Bones?
Yeah, I think so. So when black guys start repeating what they're saying as they're exiting a room, they're nervous. They try not to show their feelings. They're kind of upset. They wanted to do better.
He gonna cry in the
So
car.
they're like, I'm just going to say have fun multiple times. Talk about the fact that I didn't season. I hope they seasoned. Well, obviously they did season them not being sent home. So.
Mhm. Salt and pepper is like
Salt
everyone
and
else is
pepper.
like, yeah, we know.
yeah.
We did it. Yeah.
That's like the what are you trying to make it seem like I didn't do it? I did it.
I can't let them see a softer side of me or that I'm affected by this at all. So anyways, keep the love, y'all. Peace out.
All right, Reeves. Did he end up being lifelong friends with these folks? Do we know where is he now?
So Timothy Dean of Maryland, he joins the list of previous Top Chef contestants that have a link to their website on their social media, and when you click it,
It goes to a dead page. No, your ears aren't deceiving you. This isn't Reeves. It's Brian. We had a technical issue while recording this episode, and unfortunately, Reeves didn't get to finish his Where Are They Now? He did, however, send it to me, so I will finish the rest of it for him now. Supposedly, his email is listed right on his Instagram, and it is, of course, an AOL one. I guess he's in the process of coming up with a new concept, which he alludes to with the title New Concept 2023. And of course, in 2016, he sued his landlord for racial discriminations. And this, of course, was for his restaurant, TD Burger, which stands for Timothy Dean Burger. His restaurant name was Timothy Dean Burger. Well, we've had a lot of fun today, but I guess we should probably go ahead and wrap it up. Signing off for my friends Jamal and Reeves, this has been Brian. And of course, as always, we're going to pack our knives and go. Is that okay? Why are you holding? Reeves, let go of me. Let go. No, I did it okay. I'm sorry. I did it right. I'm sorry. Let go.
This was fun.
absolutely.
This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.